Hello, this is the seventh part of the Chunkloading rant, and today I am going to cover a minor issue to do with the game not saving stuff again. Uh, we already know that upon unloading chunks or saving the world, the game does not save block events or the torch burnout map. Turns out that's not the only thing that gets forgotten. Uh, some entity data also doesn't get saved upon unloading chunks. For example, allay healing cooldown isn't saved, and this leads to suffocating allays gradually dying when you reload the chunk they're in. Here I have an allay which is suffocating, and if we look at its health, we see that it fluctuates between 20 and 19. This happens because allay heals itself at the same rate that it gets suffocation damage. And you'd expect the allay to never die in this state because it, well, uh, keeps its health above or equal to 19. But turns out that upon being reloaded, its damage cooldown is saved, but the healing cooldown isn't. And upon being reloaded, the healing cooldown is reset to the state that is furthest from the allay healing itself, which leads to allay healing itself one time less than it's expected to after it being reloaded, or the same amount of times, so have to reload it a couple times to actually see whether the damage was dealt or not. Here, I will reload the allay a couple times, and we will see that it got damaged more than expected. Here, I think that should be enough. Yeah, right now the allay has a lot less health than expected, and it will have this amount of health forever unless I remove this barrier block. So yeah, if I reload the chunk enough times, the allay will just die, even though we expect it not to. This issue actually breaks one specific redstone door, but that's not the only example of entity data not being saved. For example, passenger position isn't saved correctly. It is saved, but just the wrong values. For example, here I have a shulker and a minecart, and if I reload it, it will enter the world at the wrong position, triggering the pressure plate, even though it's not supposed to, because it's clearly supposed to sit in the cart. This issue is not exclusive to shulkers. It happens with all passengers. Here, for example, this Enderman in a boat is not supposed to trigger the string, but upon being loaded, it starts its ticking within a wrong position within the world, thus triggers the tripwire. This tripwire. So yeah, there probably are some other examples of entity data which isn't saved, but I didn't look for any more examples. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.